shooting. Penny Hardaway. At the other guard position, Allen Iverson. And head coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers, Taylor Jenkins. Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA, celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, the maturity and poise of a young Jason Tatum has often been talked about. Maybe that's because his parents prepared him for the NBA from an early age in St. Louis. They had pretend press conferences using a hairbrush as the microphone. And you can say he's been groomed for this, and it's paying off. Guys?
Yeah, they dotted every I and crossed every T. David, thank you. Now, look at Memphis's starting group. We've got Hardaway. Webber is out there with Divac. Then there's Allen Iverson. And it's King at small forward. And for Houston, we've got Worthy. Chamberlain is out there with Duncan. Then there's Allen. And it's Johnson in at the one. And the official start of the season, Chris. Is there any opening day for you that sticks up? In many years you played in the NBA.
One opening game, and I don't remember who we played, but I know it was with Allen Iverson. And AI and I had meetings before the season, and we were talking about just how much we wanted to win. We knew we were coming up on the end of our careers, and I remember never entering a preseason with so much hope, because I knew that he was in, I knew that I was in, and we knew that we both wanted it so bad. So I think we both scored 30 or did something crazy like that. I don't remember, but coming out with him that preseason was so special, because I knew we were going to set the tone for how our team was going to play, and we were engaged that year.
So the Memphis Grizzlies able to put the first points up on the board. 7-foot shot, and there's the play inside by Duncan.
And Duncan just... superb when he gets in close to the basket, has a number of moves to choose from, and that soft, delicate touch near the rim.
Now here's Iverson. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, it's the attack mindset. I mean, that helped him prevail right there. Sometimes you just got to go with your gut.
Here's Johnson. Pass to Duncan. Shot clock at 6. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now here's Iverson. Passes it to Weber. Over Johnson. Divas trying to free himself up. And the baseline jumper, no good. Worthy against King. Chamberlain trying to get open. Worthy, no good.
You expect him to make those. They got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
Iverson dishes to Hardaway. And he's off on his first shot of the game. For Houston, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Worthy trying to break free. Offensive rebound. Allen scored the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Hardaway. Duncan with the block.
And that's part of his game. Love seeing Duncan just sky up there to reject shots. Does a great job of utilizing that wingspan along with his timing.
Allen finds Johnson. Kicks it out to Allen. No good with the triple.
When D forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here.
Iverson outside. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
Playing him tough inside and preventing the layup. Gotta get the whole team pumped up.
Here's Allen. Pass to Chamberlain. Duncan right side. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
No hesitation to get it to the rim. He uses his height advantage to convert the easy. Yeah, Kevin, the front office shakeup this summer for the Grizzlies. Now, the new leadership wants to take more of a long-term proactive approach.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. And many fans in Memphis had hoped for a change. But, Chris, they still had some question marks with this new leadership.
Yeah, Kevin, that's because they're relatively young and unproven. Former lawyers rather than basketball minds. But we're seeing that league-wide. Teams are going with former agents and lawyers in their front office.
Check out the stats for Hill. Last year, getting it done. He put up about 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
I think if you talk to anyone on this team, they believe in his abilities 100%.
Now here's Hardaway. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. At the teardrop. Can they get it? Weber can't hit.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
Now here's Worthy. After the miss from Chris Weber. Here's Duncan. Weber pulls it in. The Grizzlies trail by 4. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Outside Kemp. over Kuzma. And another miss by Memphis. And the Grizzlies, they'll come in off a loss to the Trailblazers in Portland. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, Mike D'Antoni, the legendary coach in this game. He's found success at almost every stop he's coached at. Only missing the title to submit his legs.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Andrew Beverly comes in for Hardaway, and it's Williams in for Allen Iverson. What's up? And with Mike D'Antoni, Chris, you can see his influence as a coach throughout the NBA.
Yeah, a lot of modern offenses borrow from things that D'Antoni created. The up-tempo or the offense is a product of the 7 seconds or less era. I mean, his imprint is all over the NBA. His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
Here's Hield. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. And Weber's got the ball here for the Memphis Grizzlies. 7-point differential.
Oh, beautiful setup there. One thing you can say about Kemp, no pass is too high for him to go here.
Now, here is Havlicek. There's 49 seconds left to play in the first. And the officials call a traveling violation. The Grizzlies trail by 5. And here's Beverly. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Trailblazers in Portland. Weber gets the bucket.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
For Houston, they've gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Kuzma. It's blocked. Fast break Memphis. Rice passes to Kemp. Outside Williams. Stolen. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. The Rockets on top, leading by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
We've got Davis Bertans. Buddy Hield is out there with Havlicek. And it's Pettit in at the power forwards position. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Now, here's Collison. He kicks to Rice. There's the pass to Williams. Just 5 to shoot. Over Pettit. It's good. And the Rocket lead is cut down to just 1 on the bucket from Williams. Fans just broadcast. Love to see teams get out and attack in transition. Would you like to see the league crack down on intentional fouls that will halt net breaks, allow net breaks, stifle net break?
No, because the home fans or the fans of the team that's finally doesn't want that team to get out and get an easy 2 points. I mean, we still have to have defense in the game, so anything that takes away from team scoring, you just can't say, well, when you want to watch them score, don't do it. No. And very honestly, if you're an unselfish team, usually on those breaks, it's usually because the player holds the ball too right. Usually they have another open player in front of them that they can pass it up to. And if you're an unselfish team, usually you still give the fans what they want. And that's a crazy highlight.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. Now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do at the fast break.
All right, David, a welcome change. Thank you. The Grizzlies making a change here. The Rockets have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Here's Havlicek. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Rockets lead by 1.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
Outside Collison. Pass to Divas. Back to Collison. The trade. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. It's a victory here for the home team last time these guys met.
And whether by design or by accident, they drew so many fouls in that game. Foul trouble for the other side became a huge issue.
Yeah, Greg, it forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they wanted to. And then the game got ugly.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint. Well, the Rockets are a team that is pushing NBA theory to the extremes with how they approach offense.
Oh, yeah, every year they seem to go more toward threes or free throws. I mean, you can't fault them as it consistently works for them, though. I mean, it's like watching a team experiment with what makes an NBA offense.
Here's Collison after the made shot from John Havlicek. Steps back and fires. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
I say you have to body him up, but who has the body to keep Kemp from getting where he wants to go?
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. The Grizzlies' coaching search took 2 months. They finally settled on Taylor Jenkins, a former assistant coach with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Jenkins, with an economics degree from Penn, fits the young academic profile of this Memphis front office. Worked for the Spurs 6 years as an assistant under Mike Budenholzer, who was the coach of the year in 2019. That pedigree helped him get the job.
Teams changing it up here. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Johnson surveying the floor. And the dunk by Duncan.
And the insane peripheral vision there. If anyone's open, even for an instant, Magic's gonna find you.
Now here's Iverson over Johnson. And it's good off the back rim and in. Iverson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
Showing that short area skill allows him to create some space.
Looking at Memphis, they want to turn it around after the loss to Portland. And he lobs it up toward the rim, and Kemp slams it in.
And you can see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Johnson, good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Iverson outside. Floats one up, and that one drops. Iverson's got 4 this quarter.
His field goal percentage is creeping up there. I mean, it wasn't pretty in the first quarter.
Johnson kicks to Allen. Pass to Duncan. Not gonna go that time. Great D that time from Kemp. Grizzlies have gone 7 for 10 here in the second quarter. They'd like to keep up that nice pace. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Tim Duncan picks one up.
And this is a guy, Sean Kemp, all the talent in the world, could be a perennial double-double machine, just a matter of staying focused.
And he knocks down the first one. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
And most fans think of the Rockets as offense only, but that's not the case at all. No, I mean, they forced a good amount of turnovers, and they trap pretty well. I mean, the defense has been solid for them the past few years, if you ask me. Nothing mind-blowing, but this team is certainly not one-sided.
Rockets have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And look back a season ago, they did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
Take a break. Take a break. Restart.
First free throw is good.
Well, they're coming in the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, playoff contenders for 7 straight seasons from 2010 to 2017. I mean, a Western Conference Finals appearance in 2013. Now a new phase as they look to rebuild this roster.
And Memphis making a change here. Weber's checked in. Chamberlain hits them both. Here now is Weber. 54 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And that's going to be a travel. Both teams deciding to change it up. For Houston, they've gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Allen passes to Kuzi. Right at the free throw line. That one goes in. Kuzi's got 5 points so far.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Iverson with the ball. He has 6. 6 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Rockets lead by 2. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period as they got their lead up as high as 7 points. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points in the half. Kenny, what you think about the Rockets?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
Shaq, your take on Memphis.
They were strong in transition. Seemed like the guys fed off the higher tempo. Certainly, they definitely got the looks they wanted to play standing there. They can keep it up in the second half, they may wear the other side out.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go with it.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You gotta like what Shawn Kemp has done in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Memphis trailing here. So the Grizzlies 5 right now. Devon's out there with Weber. Then there's Allen Iverson. Then it's King. And it's Hardaway in at the 2-guard spot.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Iverson against Johnson. Allen outside. Houston moving it around. James Worthy on the wing. Offensive rebound. No good on the shot. The Grizzlies shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Weber looking around. Chris, you've been passionate about honoring those who blaze the trail for today's NBA, like the Globetrotters and the Rams in the days before integration.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what they've gone through off the court and on the court. And anyone, regardless of color, nationality, for just paving the way for me as a basketball player, I want to say thank you. Let's just think about what Red Auerbach did. Drafting the first African-American player, making the first African-American player coach in Bill Russell, who won the championship that year, and leaving him a good team. If you look at organizations like the Black Fives and bringing awareness to the games, and you just want to understand their legacy culturally, and that's why I have to, every time I see Mr. Bill Russell, Big O, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I give them a big hug and a wet kiss on the cheek, because I just thank them for not only advancing the movement in sports, but culturally. Sports has always sent a message to the culture and society about how teammates work together and how you can overcome a problem by working together. And so I really thank them for enduring all the hardships that they did so that we can reap the benefits. So it's been awesome to be part of the league and be able to shake hands with those that have blazed trails for us.
That is so admirable on your part. Here's Iverson, following the basket made by Wilt Chamberlain. 4 on the shot clock. Here's King. You can't get that one. The Rockets go the other way with it. They get to take on the Blazers of Portland after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Andrew Beverly, he's checked in for Iverson. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. King against Havlicek. Pass to D-Box. Kicks it to Beverly. The Rockets pull it in. Chamberlain got double-digit rebounds now in the game. The pass to Pettit. Good on the shot. And now a 4-point Rocket lead.
And points in the paint are a sure thing when Pettit's on the floor. He's just got too much game down low. He may not have the bulk of some of the other guys, but it doesn't matter.
And keeping us up there for the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Lou Williams won 6th Man of the Year for the 3rd time last season. He joined Kevin McHale and Detlef Schrempf as the only players to win the award in consecutive seasons. And with the most career points ever scored off the bench. Maybe they should just name this award after him. Kevin?
David, I'm all for it. Thank you so much. And boy, is he in good company. It's good on the putback.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And so Beverly will bring it up for the Memphis Grizzlies. They trail by 6. Now a timeout called by Memphis.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, they have to regroup and revisit their strategy at the defensive end.
Stats here for Patrick Beverly. Last season's performance for him. Last season, put up about 7 points a game, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And you like what he brings backing up the point guard.
Yeah, no doubt. He knows how to run this offense. Tremendous asset to this team coming off the bench.
Now here's Hardaway. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. 6 on the shot clock. Sweet little floater.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
1:51 left in the third quarter. Now Havlicek shoots from the elbow. The offensive rebound. Chamberlain. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Outside Hardaway. Puts it up from 17. And he hits the jumper for 2. 1:19 left in the third quarter of the game. Havlicek outside. Looking for Chamberlain. He gets it there.
And remember, Havlicek was a highly recruited quarterback, so you see his passing ability on that one.
Now here's Beverly. Outside Hardaway. Here's Weber. And it's good. Assisting in the play was Hardaway. Weber's got 6.
I like the bounce pass there. He's getting creative.
Here's Kuzma. Defended by Beverly. And it's good. 2 points.
I tell you, Kuzma is pretty crafty down there on the block. Has that sense of how to score in traffic.
And he's going up for the alley-oop.
Pick up the pace, get the 2-for-1 here.
If that's how they want to end this quarter, they're going to have to score quickly.
And that one's good from Havlicek.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Hardaway. There's 14 seconds left in the third. Kemp pitch to Rice. Shot clock at 5. Chamberlain with the rebound. And so it's Houston holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we'll be right back after this. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. And how about the perfect delivery?
How about the selfishness? Night in and night out. You see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Here's Kuzma. Worthy out there with Duncan. Then there's Chamberlain, then it's Allen, and it's Cousy in at the 1 spot. It's the 5 for Houston right now. Here's Duncan, makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Pass to Weber. He kicks it to Rice. 5 on the clock. And stolen by Chamberlain. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Here's Worthy. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Worthy's got the lead up to 12 now for the Rockets.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just spanning the flanks.
And that's what you love about him. He shows no mercy, even with a comfortable lead.
And so here's Houston after the miss from Chris Webber.
They say there are no easy finishes in the NBA. That should be easy.
Yeah, the quiet intensity that Duncan brings, just incredible. He's a consistent force whose teammates really look up to.
The people have already predicted future MVP. Is there a surprise name that you think could win that MVP award, Chris, down the road?
I think there are a few surprises. I mean, we can go young with young guys like a Trae Young or Luka Doncic. We can go with guys that we expect to do it, like Anthony Davis, who it just seems like he's just fighting at the bit. There's a few young Celtics. There's a few young Lakers that in a few years you never know what they can do, especially the ones that are playing with great guys and watching their practice habits, game habits, stealing their recipes or stealing what they eat before the game and their health-wise. So many guys right now that are going to be in that second tier coming up. It's going to be fun to watch their growth.
It will. The Rockets making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. And Duncan drops them both. The Grizzlies trail by 14. Here's Weber. Chamberlain with the block.
And the quickness off the floor, and the insane reach. Look, one of the greatest shot blockers you'll ever see.
Off the inbound.
Until he starts knocking down some shots, I don't think the deficit's going to get me some. It's been a really tough quarter for him. I mean, he cannot get his shots to drop.
Allen passes to Duncan. Pocket 6. Passes it to Johnson. And it's good for 2. And the Rockets lead by 16.
And when you have this kind of size as a point guard, what a tremendous advantage. And Magic can really match up with all 5 positions.
Now here's Iverson. Banked in off the glass.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this game.
Johnson against Iverson. Johnson can't hit. The Grizzlies trail by 14. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure. And how about Weber there rising up for the alley-oop? Great at recognizing there. He's got the room to hammer that one home.
Pass to Duncan. And some nice passing there by Houston. Here's Chamberlain. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 in the game.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here. Trying to give the opposition no life at the end of the time.
And they'll keep possession.
And how unique is Weber? A smooth shooting big man with some sick handles.
Take break. 3 shots.
Free throw good from Weber. Hardaway's checked in for the Grizzlies. So we get them both. Yes, there is that transition from being a player to retirement. It can be a challenge for some. What were the keys that you found in succeeding at that?
Well, first I think it's adjusting to the fact you don't have the same schedule. You don't have a physical release that you used to have. You miss the locker room camaraderie with all the guys. So you miss the culture. But secondly, I would say take all the lessons that you learned, and for me this was big, from sports, and use them in business. So in business I became a rookie in other areas. I found the Chris Mullin type in business. I found the Latrell Sprewell type guys that will mentor you, guys that do a play on their team. Humble yourself, get back to it, get to practice, get to meetings early, stay at practice late, stay at meetings, and be the last one that leaves, and just take the culture of basketball, infuse that athletic personality into the personality of whatever you go into next, and you can use those tenets to have a wonderful retirement and really enjoy it. So for me, it's been awesome. And by the way, I've had twins, and so since retiring, and that'll keep you just as busy as it was you were playing. So you can find ways to keep that same lifestyle.
That's right, and some sound advice, too. That free throw. Second free throw, no good. The Grizzlies trail by 14. Here's Weber, and Weber throws it down.
And Weber, just tremendous size in the paint, easily rising up to take that one home.
And here is Allen. Teardrop shot, and the layup is up and in. And the Rockets lead by 14.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the flow.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
Now we get a chance to check out our Jordan player of the game.
Yeah, his percentage from the field tonight seemed almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Coach Taylor Jenkins talked to his team during the break. He challenged his players to try to take control here. He said, this is when we want to be efficient. This is when we absolutely have to execute. We'll see if they can get it done, Kevin.
And so it's Memphis with it, following the score by Houston. And the first one drops. And both free throws good for Iverson. A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter. Iverson against Johnson. James Worthy on the way. regarding the overstated pre-draft concerns about Luka Doncic. Even as the game goes international, it seems like many GMs are scared to go all in on European players.
And rightfully so. It's a new area, and if they're not immersed into the culture, it may be a little more trepidation on that end. But I would just say, just look at the really the great stories. Whether you're talking about the Vlade Divas or the Sabos that came into the game, and even
Dirk Nowitzki,
Dirk Nowitzki, yeah, come on, Porzingis. We got a lot of great players from overseas that have shown us that they can make the way. But the mistake would be thinking just because someone lives close to them, they would have the game of a Dirk Nowitzki. And that's not true. So you need to do your due diligence. But I think European players have already proved the type of heart, skill set, and mindset that they come to this game, which is at the top.
Here's Iverson following the basket by Tim Duncan. Pulls up on the wing. The Grizzlies with another miss. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Johnson against Iverson, and it's Johnson penetrating. Softly drops in the floor.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
Oh, Greg, that's the dagger. You could tell they wanted that one. I know that's it.
Webber dishes to D-Box. So we see Houston taking the W here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Altman, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.